Good morning. It's time for another project. Now this one is going to be pretty big, and I'm excited about it. I love woodworking, but I also love bourbon. And I get the opportunity to make what I'm going to call a massive shelf to hold someone's bourbon collection. When you think of bourbon, you think of white oak. But I'm going to do something a little different with this project. I'm going to take white oak and I'm going to turn it completely jet black. It sounds crazy. It is crazy. But just wait for it. The first day of this build was essentially just breaking down plywood. I used my Festool track saw. In a one-man shop, this is really just the easiest way to break down plywood accurately and efficiently. I get all the parts broken down so that I can sand them and get them ready for assembly. This piece is going underneath a window, and there'll be a live edge slab put on top of it. I don't have a bunch of exposed sides, so I'm actually able to use a lot of different methods of joinery here because I'm not worried about them being visible after I install. Okay, so what exactly am I doing here? This shelf, I'm having to think about it and reverse engineer it just to make sure it goes exactly how I want it to go, but this would be the back of the shelf. If you notice, I've dadoed a groove for the backing to fit, to slide down into the back of it. I want the backing to go into the bottom notch down here, but I want it to carry up here. So this shelf is narrower than the bottom. So I will slide the back in, it will clear this, and I'll actually put some screws in here, and that'll add some stability to it there as well. Another reason I did the backing like this is I'm probably gonna stain it and finish it without it being in the unit. I think that'll be easier than me kind of doing everything with a towel. I'll be able to reach from both sides to finish this. I'll be able to finish the backing elsewhere, and then when I'm done, I can just slide it right in. Here's kind of what I'm doing. There's actually 3 of these. I split it in 3 ways instead of 2, mainly because of the weight that's going to be on these shelves. Boxes that I built will go under this window all the way to this edge, and then there'll be one of these that goes all the way up. Just figured out the spacing for this. I'm going to copy those, which is going to be 14 inches of clearance. There'll be 2 of those, and then the rest of the shelves will be 11 inches all the way up. That sounded good, but I still have to sit around and think pretty hard. For those of you who don't have a dado blade or have never used one, just a little word of advice: they're absolutely terrifying, and I just can't get comfortable with it. Overall, it was a pretty good day. I ended up getting all the pieces cut for the tall cabinet, got all the shelves cut, and I really didn't feel like putting them together today, so I ended up just running all this oak through the planer. You guys don't need to see me run wood through a planer. It doesn't teach you anything. Set up pretty good to continue building this thing, and I'm excited. Next day, I start the assembly of the face frames. This is all white oak that I've already run through the planer as well as the table saw. Here I'm using a pocket hole jig to assemble the face frames. If you look, I did place pocket holes in the shelves strategically so that I wouldn't have to face nail all of them. I was able to attach them via pocket holes. This takes a little bit of forethought, but it's always a good way to attach a face frame. During the assembly, I realized the shelf was bigger than my shop, not only length but also height, and I decided to take it outside so that I could put it all together in one piece. I wanted the face frame to have a seamless look, even though it was one long piece. So at the middle joint there, you can see that the face frame stops, and I build another one that fits perfectly and butts right up to it. And everything was going well until I decided to kneel down in an ant bed. It's really mind-blowing that a 1/4 inch sheet of oak plywood is like $120. Like, you could really burn through some money here, but man, it is beautiful. The bottom units are done, and this is the top unit that will get placed on top of the other and create that piece that goes all the way up almost to the ceiling. So why on earth would you take white oak and stain it jet black? Well, I don't really know, but I thought it was a pretty cool idea. The room that this is going in is all heart pine, which has a very yellow appearance. And I thought, well, if I stain this like provincial or something like that, or even leave it natural, it's just not gonna look good. And I thought, if I go jet black, you have contrast with the bottles. I'll put lights in there, but you can still see that deep oak grain. Now that sounded good, but we're about to find out if it actually worked. For the first coat, I used Rubio Monocoat's pre-color, and this is literally like black ink. As you can see, it turns it jet black. But when I got done, I just wasn't happy. So I went over it again with Rubio Monocoat's charcoal, and that just gave it a little bit of a glimmer and a shine, and it really, really popped. If you look closely here, you'll see all of the grain is still completely visible with this black shelf. This worked out exactly like I wanted it to. I'm done with the pre-color, and this is the Rubio Monocoat charcoal that I was telling you about. If you look closely, it almost looks like it has a little bit of, I don't know, glitter in it or something. And you'll see here that it gives it just enough of a shine. Here's a half and half comparison. The right side is done with charcoal, and the left side is just the pre-color. One of my least favorite things to do is put lights in my cabinets. It looks so cool when I'm done, but I overstress not being able to see cords, and I also like to have cool switches and such. And this part just, quite frankly, it just annoys me. You can see here how I put the lighting strips kind of behind the face frame so that nobody could see them. And I wanted them in the front so that the front of the whiskey bottles were getting the most of the light. The customer already had a bar top in place where this is going. And I took out the bar top and I take out the supports. And then I actually built this so that the live edge slab can go right back on my piece of furniture that was there before. The customer is somebody that I know personally, and he spent a lot of time in here during the install. And quite frankly, I just forgot to record a lot of the process. So I got a little bit of us moved into place, but we had a few complications that I actually didn't get on tape, but we were able to make it work. All I could say is this build scared the crap out of me, but that's the ones I enjoy the most. This was a huge, huge project and a challenge for me, and it turned out absolutely incredible. Turning white oak completely black was a huge risk on my part, but I'm so glad I did it. As you can tell, in this room of pine, it works perfectly. And although the lighting complicated things quite a bit, I'm so glad I did it, and it's going to be perfect for these bottles. The customer was extremely happy with the results, and I don't see how they couldn't be. I love this shelf. I love building it. I love installing it. And most of all, I love seeing the finished product. If you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.